Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 15 ladder. Still using substitute Mega Metagross, but I did change things up a bit. As you do see, I am running Landorus T and Rotom Wash now over the Suicune and Thundurus I had previously. Figured they'd fit onto the team nicely since it's not like Tail and Suicune was doing too much for me, as opposed to the Mega Venusaur team where it was really a cornerstone to the team. So we're just going to jump into it. Currently sitting at a rating of 1825, this team has been pretty mediocre in all honesty. It's been able to net a bunch of great wins, but it also has a bunch of losses in which I felt like there wasn't much that was in my control, and that's definitely a team building weakness. So hopefully these changes will help me patch up some of the weaknesses I was having earlier. Also, as you do know, I was double uploading for the last 2 days. I'm actually going to go back to single uploads for the next couple of days just because I actually have a lot of new content I'm currently working on that's not Road to Ranked that I'm pretty excited to let you guys see, as a famous Steph from Australia with the rating of 1838 is going to be our first opponent of the day. So yeah, there's basically a bunch of stuff that I'm working on that's not Road to Ranked that I really want you guys to see, and they'll be ready soon. I'll probably make an announcement video about all the new series I plan on starting, or that I will start basically. I know I've been talking about a bunch of these things for a while now, so I figured it's about time to get things rolling now that I have a bit more free time and, my focus isn't winning tournaments. But famous Steph here has got a really cool team of Metagross, Virizion, Rotom Wash, Landorus T, Volcarona, and Hydreigon. So a bunch of interesting things here, especially the Virizion and the Volcarona. Those two definitely stick out the most from my opponent's team. Both very solid Pokemon. In general, this team looks very familiar to my friend Jonathan Rankin. You may have seen him play on St. Louis's stream, but he used 4 of the 6, Rotom Wash, Hydreigon, Lando T, and Virizion. He also had a Mega Mawile over the Metagross. Now, my Metagross here can be pretty good because it can knock out the Virizion, it can Iron Head, or Zen Headbutt everything else for neutral, bar the Metagross from my opponent's side. I actually am running Scarf Lando T, and Scarf Lando T can be really good in this match if it can avoid the Rotom Wash because, it can intimidate the physical type attackers, it can Rock Slide the Volcarona, so that's definitely also a pretty solid pick. But I think I'm going to lead with Gengar here just because it can take an attack given its Focus Sash, so I'd guess the Lando or the Hydra has a choice item, maybe both. Lando probably Scarfed, if I had to guess. So I'm going to go with Gengar, and let's see. I actually like Gengar Rotom Wash a lot. Definitely want Metagross in the back, and I'm thinking for my last one, Lando T. Though I also kind of want to bring my Hydreigon to get a way to hit the Metagross for super effective. Conkeldur's not bad here, but I don't know. I don't really want to bring a Conkeldurr against a Volcarona, which often gets access to Rage Powder, and uses it, and Hydreigon. So... yeah, I'm going to actually opt for Hydreigon just because Hydreigon hits my opponent's team for harder damage. I don't know, Lando T probably would have been solid here, but the thing that really prevented me from bringing it was, first of all, I didn't want to lead with it because it's never fun leading a Lando T against a Lando T. So if my opponent chooses to lead with his Landorus here, I can instantly counter it with my Gengar and Rotom Wash, so both of them have pretty good and optimal matchups. So let's see. He's going to go with Volcarona Hydreigon, though, as I go with Gengar Rotom, so I guess having Lando T here would have been pretty nice, but I'm not going to complain. Let's see now. Okay, what I'm going to do is actually just Icy Wind right away and go for the Hydro Pump onto the Volcarona. I'm not sure, this turn I can scout out what item the Hydreigon has. Both of my Pokemon can take an attack from the Hydreigon regardless of whether it's Scarf or Life Orb or Specs, just because Rotom can take a Specs, Draco Meteor, and Gengar, of course, with its Focus Sash can survive a Dark Pulse. Volcarona is an interesting Pokemon because most of the time it's going to want to, get a bunch of Quiver Dances up, but if I can get a Icy Wind and Hydro Pump off, he's not going to protect it with either, or switch out with either, and obviously Gengar did outspeed the Hydreigon there, meaning Hydreigon is not Choice Scarfed. So I'm going to decrease the speed of both of my opponent's Pokemon, which will be important, especially if Volcarona goes for a Quiver Dance. He, however, is just going to go straight for the Draco Meteor onto my Rotom Wash. Should not KO me, I should be able to survive and eat up with the Citrus Berry, but there's also a good chance he went for the Bug Buzz with the Volcarona, as I do hang on with 19 HP. Given that it did that much damage, I am guessing that is Choice Specs Hydreigon. So, Rotom's going to heal back to 58 HP. He's actually going to go for the Overheat onto like Gengar. Makes sense, that's going to bring me down to my Sash. Actually, not even, bring me down to 10 HP. Hopefully I can connect with Hydro Pump here, as I do. That's really good. I was really hoping I could hit that one just because I needed that damage output. And yeah, that works out perfectly for me. I mean, both of my Pokemon took quite the beating, but I found out the Hydreigon was Spexed, and I did a lot of damage, and now Rotom and Gengar outspeed both, so I've definitely got the advantage right now. However, he did do a lot of damage to both of these Pokemon, which is good because he probably has the Metagross in the back. You know, these Pokemon obviously counter Metagross fairly well, and Landorus T. So, you know, nicely done by him there to just get as much damage off as possible. Now let's see. I think I am just going to Sludge Bomb Hydreigon. And I kind of want to Will-O-Wisp it because he might want to switch into Metagross here with it. And he's actually at -2 at special attack with both of his 2 Pokemon, so yeah, I'm gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp onto Hydreigon. He does switch it out, so whatever comes in is gonna take a ton of damage and get burned. It is gonna be that Metagross, so while Sludge Bomb won't do any damage, I'm gonna be able to burn it, which is really good for me here. So hopefully I can connect with Will-O-Wisp, and it does connect, that's great, so my prediction paying off that turn. As Volk is gonna go for another Overheat, launching it onto the Gengar most likely. But I'm really happy because burning a Mega Metagross is always really good. And this is actually fantastic because now I get in my own Mega Metagross and I can actually get a substitute up. And you know, using substitute Mega Metagross is all about finding the right time to get a substitute up. And this is really one of the best times. You couldn't have asked for a better time to start subbing up. So I'm gonna bring in Metagross here. I would have to guess my opponent's last one is Lando T, but I'm gonna sub up here. And I actually want to switch my Rotom out into Hydreigon to give me more offensive pressure, and that's actually what I'm gonna do. He's probably gonna want to switch out Volcarona right now. If he doesn't, you know, it's just a sitting duck at -4 special attack. Obviously, it would have been really nice if I went for the Sludge Bomb last turn, because Gengar would have hung around for a turn longer, but I can't complain because I got a free switch into my Metagross. But Rotom Wash is gonna withdraw here, coming out with the Life Orb Hydreigon, of course, more offensive threat against my opponent's entire team. As he is going to withdraw that Volcarona, so we'll see what comes in. Could be a Lando T or could be in the Hydreigon once again. It is going to be Hydreigon, and that's actually why I went for my Hydreigon switch out, because now I know I can outspeed his Hydreigon and just get an Iron Head, which should be able to pick up the knockout. Though I'm actually not entirely sure since I'm Jolly, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, I mean, his Metagross is also burned, which is really good. His Volcarona obviously heavily damaged, so I definitely feel decent about my position right now. I am going to sub up here with my Metagross. Let's see what his goes for. Maybe a Zen Headbutt into the Rotom. It is going to be the Zen Headbutt, so that also plays out perfectly. So let's see now. I'm just going to Iron Head his Hydreigon. I don't want to risk a Speed High, so I'm going to play it safe and protect with my own Hydra here. You know, at worst he knocks out my substitute, but then I can just outspeed and KO both next turn. So that substitute really helps me out here just because it allows me to make the safer play. You know, if you guys have watched Road to Rank, which I'm sure you have, like, I am a player that tends to go for the safest play all the time until I really need to go for aggressive plays. Sometimes that comes to bite me in the butt, but most of the time it works out, and, you know, Pokemon's all about risk management and probability management. He's going to go for the Iron Head into my Hydreigon here, and given that it outsped my Metagross, it does confirm to me he's max speed. As I actually knock out his Hydreigon with the Iron Head, I wasn't exactly sure what the damage roll there, so I, you know, wanted to play it safe, and, you know, I didn't lose anything from that turn. I picked up the knockout there, Metagross took another turn of burn damage, and my Metagross is still behind sub, so I'm not going to complain, as we're probably going to see my opponent's last Pokemon come out here. It's going to be Virizion, which is fantastic news for me, because all I have to do here is just Zen Headbutt it for the knockout, so hopefully I can connect here. So I'm going to Zen Headbutt it, and I'm just going to... I'm just going to Dark Pulse. I could have switched out to Rotom Wash here, but in case Virizion protected, which actually is the move my opponent went for, you know, I'd be able to knock out the Metagross here. So Zen Headbutt obviously not going to do anything here. He's going to go for the Iron Head onto my Hydreigon. Of course, there is a small flinch factor here, and he does manage to get the flinch, which is kind of unfortunate, but Metagross takes another turn of burn damage. So if I actually miss my Zen Headbutt, that could be bad, and I really needed to pick up the KO, so I'm just going to go Zen Headbutt and Dark Pulse once again. Hopefully he does not flinch me or I don't miss my Zen Headbutt. Because if I hit my attacks, it's pretty much a game here. He's actually going to withdraw the Virizion into Volcarona. Good play, knowing that, you know, Volcarona, I guess, has Flame Body, so, you know, there's a chance I actually burn myself. As he does go for another Iron Head into the Hydreigon. Zen Headbutt does connect, but, you know, not the more important one. Does pick up the KO on Volcarona, though, and it does get the burn! So if I flinch here, oh my gosh. Okay, let's see if I flinched. Wow. I mean, props to my opponent for finding his win condition, but holy cow. Whoa. That is very demoralizing. That is definitely frustrating. It's still not over, but like, and you know, my opponent definitely made the right plays. Like, that was the only way he could have even managed to squeak out with a win, but 2 flinches and a flame body burn. Alright. Let's try to figure out what to do now. I think what I want to do here is protect with my Metagross and sack the Hydreigon to a close combat. Or sack the Rotom Wash, sorry. And yeah, that is the play I'm going to go for. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I should have predicted that though. Like, my opponent, the switch out there was obvious. And I should have Dark Pulsed that slot instead. I mean, I don't know. Like, sometimes you don't know if your opponent's gonna figure out his win condition. So if you do the right move, or not the right move. Well, first of all, let's see how this plays out. So I should have Zen Headbutted there instead. I don't know. I protected because I wanted to avoid him close combating the. Okay, that's fine. He's gonna protect with Virizion actually. So let's see. Metagross went for the Iron Head into the Rotom, but Rotom's obviously gonna be able to take that with no problem actually. Yeah, so that's fine, because he's slowly stalling himself out to this burn damage. But, alright, let's see. So, I'm going to Zen Headbutt the Virizion here, obviously. Now, what does Rotom do? So, Virizion can knock out Metagross' substitute, but his Mega Metagross can't knock my Metagross out, though, yeah, it can't. So he'd probably have to target Rotom Wash here, so I think I should just protect with Rotom. Though if you close combat's Metagross, I'm thinking maybe I should just... Let's see. Yeah, definitely Zen Headbutt Virizion. Question is, what does Rotom do here? Because he can close combat my Metagross and Iron Head, and with the burn damage, I might faint, though I'm not entirely sure. See, I can take 2 more turns of burn, though. You know what? I'm going to force him to double into my Metagross, because otherwise I can just knock out his Metagross. Zen Headbutt at least hits here. Let's see how this plays out. Oh, almost picks up the knockout there, actually. Very close. Metagross goes for the Iron Head. Yeah, okay, that's what I mean. Forcing him to target down that Metagross. Let's see if it even knocks out the substitute. It doesn't. Great. But he does go for the Leaf Blade into Rotom. Okay. Okay. I think it's gonna... Oh, wow, he's Life Orb, too. Okay. So my Metagross and his are pretty even on burn damage. Let's see, 53 down to 34. So I can take 2 more turns of burn as his can as well. This is actually coming down to the wire. This is a fantastic game. I mean, huge props to my opponent for really figuring out his win condition. You know, it's a sign of a good player. Let's see. Actually, yeah. I think I've got this. All I have to do is Iron Head here and Dark Pulse. He's probably going to protect with Virizion. If he doesn't, then I just KO it. And then it's just Metagross. Actually, well, I mean, then he can... he has to go for the double protect at this point, basically, I think. See... Yep, is going to go for the first one here. Let's see. Iron Head obviously going to go into that. Metagross going for the Iron Head. Into Hydreigon. Okay. Oh, man. It's gonna come down to whether he gets the double or not. There's literally nothing else to it. Oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. After all that, let's see if my opponent gets it, as Metagross is going to faint from 1 more turn of burn, so 30% chance here for my opponent to win it all. Wow, GG. I also misplayed there because what I could have done was protected with Hydreigon. Metagross would have taken a turn of burn, and that way, Oh, he would have won on Life Orb. Actually, I'm not entirely sure how the Life Orb recoil works. I mean, that was a great game. Well done to my opponent, though. He found a way to win. You know, it's like, hey, I have a 1% chance of winning, I'm gonna go for it. But that's why you never give up in Pokemon, despite how huge your opponent's lead may be. So, well done to him, man. Definitely a demoralizing loss, but he did everything right. And losing on a double protect is always really demoralizing too, especially because in Gen 6, the chances of a double protect isn't even 50% anymore. So, you know, I'm not going to complain. He played a great game, and he figured out how to win that one. And, you know, obviously it was going to be one way or the other. So, regardless, I thought that was a fantastic match, and my opponent had some really awesome Pokemon. But, oh, man, that's a tough way to go out for sure. But I'm just going to jump back into it. Guapo Man, 1865, I Am Handsome from the US is going to be our second opponent of the day. So, lots of highly rated players. This team looking a lot more standard than our previous opponent. Kangaskhan, Thundurus, Amoonguss, Landoti, Heatran, and Sylveon. So, pretty much your standard team on Battle Spot. Let's see. Gengar typically is a pretty solid lead against these kind of teams. Yeah, I'm gonna go Gengar Rotom Wash actually, because Rotom Wash can burn the Kanging. Thundurus can't Thunder Wave it or whatnot. Definitely want Metagross in the back to hit the Sylveon Amoonguss. And for the last one, let's see. Not gonna want. I think I'm gonna go with Lando this time, just because I can Scarf Earthquake, really everything. So I'm gonna lock in, and we'll see how this goes. Oh, that is a tough match to get over about, but you know, that's Pokemon for you. And like I said, I could have made better plays at the end there too. I knew he had to go for the double protect with Hydreigon, or the Virizion, so there was no reason not to have protected with the Hydreigon there. And I got a bit aggressive, and you know, like that's the thing. Like, RNG is a thing, but you still can always make better plays. You should never like let your lead give you confidence, or not confidence, but overconfidence. And at that point, like, I knew exactly the plays my opponent had to make, and I still just went for the Dark Pulse with Hydreigon, which was a very bad move on my end. What I should have done was just, you know, double protected. Metagross would have fainted from another turn of burn. So then the following turn, you know, he'd have to actually attack with the Virizion, because otherwise I would win. So that was actually really bad on my end. I pretty much had the win, and I choked it away. So that's hard. That's tough to reflect on. But, you know, you should always, like, look at your losses and figure out what you should have done better. And that's the thing. Like, RNG was a major factor in that game, but I still had the win if I just made the right plays. Though it would have come down to an Iron Head damage roll into the Hydreigon, though. He did a lot of damage, so I'm not sure. Because if he had KO'd, it would have come down to the double protect anyway. But yeah, that was a somewhat bad misplay on my end there. I should have just played it a bit safer, and ended up giving my opponent the win there. But well done to him to figuring out the win condition. But let's try to start things anew as I go with Gengar and Rotom Wash here against my opponent's Thundurus and Amoonguss. Okay. So, an annoying lead matchup for sure, just because, you know, those are annoying Pokemon to play against. Yeah, I'm gonna taunt the Amoonguss here, and I'm just gonna go for the Thunderbolt onto his Thundurus. His play here is... Oh, he's actually gonna taunt my own Gengar. Nicely done there. I thought he would go for like a Thunder Wave, but... Very smartly done there to prevent myself from taunting the Amoonguss, which is obviously going to go for the Spore here, targeting down the Gengar. Okay. Great play, great play. Well done to my opponent there. That makes things tricky. Okay, I'm going to switch Gengar out to Lando here, and I'm just going to protect with my Rotom. Not being able to taunt the Amoonguss here is really bad. That's normally my best option against Amoonguss, and right now things are not looking too hot. I really want to knock out this Thundurus to prevent it from Thunder Waving my Mega Metagross right now. So I'm going to bring in Lando here. Oh, that last game. And that's a pretty good example of going on tilt. Like, I think I went on tilt pretty hard there, and I didn't make the best optimal play there, but enough about that anyway. Well done to my opponent here, going for the HP Ice onto the Gengar switch-in. Very nicely done, as he goes for the Spore onto Rotom. I am Scarf, so I can outspeed and get a Rock Slide off, but let's see. I'm gonna Rock Slide and actually switch back out into Gengar so he can't Spore the Rotom. I don't think Rock Slide's gonna knock out the Thundurus, though, which is the main issue. That was a great prediction on my opponent's end. But the thing, yeah, The thing is, if I protected and tried to attack with Gengar, then I would have been forced to take a Spore with my Rotom Wash as well. So I'm going to bring out Gengar here to prevent him from sporing it. Landorus, Rock Slide, does connect with both Pokemon. Flinch here would be really, really nice on the Thundurus since I'm not going to be able to knock it out. This Landorus is more on the bulkier end with the Choice Scarf. As you see, it was able to take the HP Ice there. However, he does not flinch. He is going to get the HP Ice off, and that's going to target down Lando. I could have anticipated the taunt from Thundurus. I was just so set on it going for the, he's going to Spore there. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Metagross here, but things are still not looking too great right now. It's definitely far from over, but losing Lando that early is really bad. So I'm going to Mega Evolve. Let's see. I mean, the Protect play is so obvious here. But if you're my opponent, you should just go for the safe play onto Metagross, I think. But you know what? I need to try to come back into here, so I'm going to try to make some plays. I'm going to sub up with Metagross, and obviously Gengar's going to take its first turn of sleep here. Oh, man. Let's see. Man, I am still kicking myself for misplaying at the end of that last game, too. It's still a bad habit I get into, like, not thinking my turns exactly fully at the end of games. Okay, so I'm going to Mega Evolve into Metagross here. He does go for the T-Wave, though. I mean, at that point, there's no reason not to. But I figured if he were to target Gengar with, like, a Thunderbolt, trying to go more aggressive, you know, it could work out in my favor. Wondering what Amoonguss did then, because... and I'm going to be fully paralyzed. Just not a good day for me today. He's going to go for the Giga Drain onto Gengar, but... Alright, let's see. Let's see, I'm just gonna Zen Headbutt the Amoonguss and Sludge Bomb the Thundurus. Of course. Yep, not gonna be able to wake up. Thundurus goes for the T-Ball into the Gengar, okay. Giga Drain onto Metagross. Hopefully I get an attack off here, let's see. Okay, Zen Headbutt. At least I hit one attack there, though, let's see. Actually doesn't knock it out. I don't mind that very much just because now I can actually, let's see. How do I even win this anymore? Okay, I'm gonna try to sub up with Metagross here and Sludge Bomb the Thundurus. I really hope I can wake up here. But he Rage Powders. Nice move there. Alright. Yeah, 3-turn sleep too. He goes for T-Ball into Gengar. Yeah, this Thundurus and Amoonguss lead really destroyed me. I totally should have thought about the taunt coming from Thundurus. And I'm fully paralyzed for another turn, so... definitely a rough day for me right now. So I'm gonna bring in Rotom. Not even very much. I mean, it's still possible to win right now, but highly unlikely. And I need to try to pick up 2 knockouts this turn, so I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt into Amoonguss and the Zen Headbutt to Thundurus. Because T-Bolt's not going to knock out my Metagross, but man, getting an attack off there would have been nice. But it's my own fault for letting him paralyze my Metagross. Like, I should have just went for the safe Protect that turn. But like I said, like, I mean, the Protect was so obvious, I was like, maybe he'll read into that. So he's going to T-Bolt my Metagross there as I hang on with 38 HP. I get a T-Bolt off. Hopefully this knocks out the Amoonguss, as it does. See if Metagross can at least... oh, Pokemon. Yeah, I needed to at least get that KO there. That's gonna be game. I'll double Protect here, but... I mean, I was basically banking off my opponent's last Pokemon being Heatran, which obviously Rotom can deal with, so then I could... if I could have picked up that knockout, I could have... I mean, there still wasn't very much I could have done if my opponent played smart, but... I think Metagross has been fully paralyzed 3 times this game. Okay. As he goes for the Fake Out into Rotom and T-Ball into Metagross. It's like one of the days where it's like, I think I need a break from the game right now. But I mean, credits to my opponent too. It's not like it was just the RNG that beat me here. He made a great prediction on the Landorus switch in. the Gengar, no, Thunderous Amoonguss was a very clever lead here as he taunts my Rotom Wash. I mean, it's not going to matter at this point, but yeah, the Thunderous Amoonguss was a very clever lead as well to deal with anything, just because, you know, Thunderous taunts Taunters, which normally shut down Amoonguss, and it's actually really smart just because I had no other way to effectively deal with it, because I kind of rely on taunting to shut down Amoonguss, so I mean, it's going to be a game here. So, quicker game 2 here. And I'm not sure, there's not very much I could do against the Thunderous and Amoonguss to start off with, if Thunderous goes straight for the taunt. Of course, if I led, for example, Gengar Landers and went for something like Sludge Bomb Rock Slide, immediately would have worked out, but it was a bad call on my end to expect Thunder Wave onto Gengar instead of taunt, and my opponent getting that first Spore off basically shut things down, especially since Gengar wasn't able to wake up. And it took the longest amount of time to sleep, so gonna be 2 losses in today's episode, actually, which is unfortunate. You know, that first game was still really intense. It could have gone both ways, and I choked pretty hard at the end there, so that was a bad play on my end. And the second game, really, Thunderous Amoonguss was just really difficult to lead. Looking at my team, I don't know. I guess if I led Metagross, it would have worked out alright, but I probably actually want to add Redirection to this team in the future, maybe even Amoonguss of mine, just because Metagross can't really afford to get paralyzed, and I have no way to really prevent the paralysis. Also, in addition, you know, having Conkeldurr could have helped out just because it could have taken a Guts Thunder Wave if my opponent chose the Thunder Wave at any point, so maybe bringing Conkeldurr there would have been the right call. I was just kind of scared of the Sylveon in team preview, but I still am learning to play with this team. Anyway, still, I thought they were 2 fun games for you guys. Lots of RNG, but regardless, you know, I should have played better. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Stay tuned for all the new series I have planned. I'm going to be making an announcement video on all those very soon. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.